In a general sense, authority describes the exertion of power from the one over the other. Lotte, unfortunately, is not available at this moment, so I will give a bit of an explanation by myself. The internal process of authority can be described as a heart-brain connection. The following is from the heart's perspective. When the heart submits to the brain, when the heart gives control away to the brain, we can start our rational thinking. When the heart, however, is taken over by the brain, we may call that willpower. If the connection between the heart and the brain is lost, if the heart fails to influence the brain, we get a state of narcissism. Quite familiar with that. When the heart cannot respond to the brain, when there are facts that we ignore, we can call that ignorance. When the heart takes over the brain, when the heart believes, when the heart has faith, we call that faith. When the brain tries to resist what the heart is telling you, when the brain has facts, when the brain has knowledge, when it says to the heart, what you are doing is wrong, it's difficult, we call that fear. When the heart aligns to the brain, when they are equals, but the heart is in control, we call that wisdom. When the heart aligns to the brain as an equal, we call that intelligence. Intelligence with facts. There is also a sense of authority when we talk about the self as a whole versus others. It doesn't really matter whether it's one versus the other a group versus another group. The basis is often the same. When the self, the individual or the group, submits to another, we call that voluntary submission. It is a voluntary act to give away control, to give away power. However, when the self is taken over by others, force is often used. We call that forced oppression. When the self fails to influence others, when there is a disconnect, or the others may not respond in the way that the self wants, a suggestion was given, may be ignored. When the self receives a suggestion, we call that again ignorance. When others take control over us, we call that oppression. But when we take control over others, we often call that justice. When we give away power to others, we call that submission. But when others try to take over power from us, that is called rebellion. As with the heart and the brain, the self and others can align, and then you get a beautiful state, a synergy, and we call that coaching and being coached. If there is any feedback at this moment, I may answer the questions that come in. If you have any questions at a later time, feel free to contact me, send me a message. If you have a suggestion for another word for me to describe in the month of November, let me know. Anything is possible. For now, I'm signing out. Hope to talk to you soon. See you.